Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Raman.
Good afternoon. So now that I'm just seeing, so 103 already participants are.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll start, sir. Welcome to all the degrees, distinguished guests. Our Vice Chancellor will be joining soon. Dr. Sabita Ram, Director Research Cell, Dr. Raman Yadav, sir, convener MG Matches Incubation Innovation Center, Dr. Prabhat Rasila, Director of Engineering, Bombay College of Nursing. Other dignitaries will be joining soon. My dear innovator, that is Miss Ruchi Singh, my dear colleagues and students. First of all, I like to take say some concerns. As there is a COVID-19 pandemic, we are launching towards a successful drive of vaccination. 150 crores of vaccination we are going to finish. But at the same time, because of Omicron virus threat, we have to follow COVID protocols, that is mask, social distancing, and strict hand hygiene. However, during this COVID has thrown us various challenges. However, it has given us various opportunities also. And if we look at the Government of India's data, it has said that there are more than 51,000 new patent has been filed at the Patent Office of India. And that shows that how even the challenges can work through, give us opportunities for the innovations. So we have our Ministry of Human Resource and Development is actively encouraging our students, universities, faculty for having more and more innovation, developing these seeds into the students like faculty, so that they can come up with solutions to various problems. And with this, I like to call upon our Madam Dr. Prabhat Rasila to welcome the audience and to open the floor. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon to everyone. Honorable VC Sir, Dr. Raman Yadav, Dr. Sabita Ram, Head of the institutions, other heads, dear friends and students. Today we are gathered here for the activity of MGM IHS Innovation Cell, and the activity name is My Story Mentoring Session by Successful Innovator. To narrate the true story for us, we have Miss Ruchi Singh. She's so young. I'm really delighted to see you, Miss Ruchi, and you are so young. And she is the co-founder and chief technology officer, Cerelia Nutritech Private Limited, New Delhi. And she is a pharma professional for UG and PG. She has done in pharmacy, and she has conducted various training sessions and programs and held various academic positions. And she has on her credit, she has many publications, and she has filed 2 patents. And Miss Ruchi Singh, I just would like to brief you that we have many participants who are nursing students who are participating in this webinar today. And the concept of innovation is not new in nursing, because nurses are there in the hospital 24/7 looking after the patients. And many initiatives of nurses have brought good outcomes in the patient care. But unfortunately, the work of nurses have not been published. It is not recognized, and it is not shared by nurses to others. So I would like you to just give your more input, so that our students who are really very motivated, who are very innovative, so they can be stimulated by your true story. So we are just waiting to listen from you, how you have started, how you have done your journey to be a successful innovator, so that our students are stimulated. Thank you very much. Over to you, Ms. Ruchi Singh. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, Dr. Jyoti, for coordinating everything. I'll just quickly share my slide, and then probably we can. Yeah, is it visible?
Yes, yes.
So, so like Prabha ma'am mentioned that I'm a pharma professional. So I've done my masters and bachelors in pharmacy, and I'm also doing my PhD. So formulation development is my something that is my expertise. So I'm co-founder for two of these startups, Cerelia Nutritech and Relicus Healthcare. So I would say, like, as a child also, I was always a very curious student, curious child. I wanted to know more about whatever is going on. Even while I was studying. I wanted to make sure that okay, whatever topic I'm studying, I should know in depth about it and see what more things can be done. So after my B Farm. After my graduation, every student has this doubt, okay, what to do next. So I had the same doubt, and after pharma you have quite a number of options. You can either go for your masters in pharma, or you could go for MS abroad. You can also do MBA. So to add to this confusion, like I gave entrance exam for practically all whatever was available, and finally, so I cleared both entrance for MBA as well as for GPAT, which is masters, which is an entrance exam for masters in pharma. So the only reason probably I would say why I did masters was because I could get admission in my own host institute from where I had done my bachelor. So that comfort zone was there. And plus, when you clear GPAT, there is a particular stipend that you're going to get throughout your masters. So I think that was one of the major reasons why I did it without giving it a lot of thought. But then very happy that I did it. So so when we do our masters, we have to do, it's partly by paper, partly by research. So one out of the 2 years, one entire year, we are supposed to be working on a research project, which is on your area of specialization. So mine was quality assurance. I was working in formulation development. So while I was thinking of doing literature survey about, what to work for my masters, what project should I do, what I realized, every year so many students, so many research theses, are made, so many papers are published, but then all this research, it kind of just is there inside the thesis, lying on some shelf, eating dust in university, or maximum it gets published. But then nothing, being a healthcare professional, nothing worthwhile was coming out of research, wherein which could be actually used for the betterment of life, betterment of the healthcare system. So when I was deciding on what project to work on, I thought that okay, if I want to do some project, if I'm going to spend next one and a half hour doing one and a half year doing some research work, better make it something worthwhile which could be used for betterment of society. So after doing all the literature survey, we finally decided, okay, I want to work on cancer. I want to make cancer chemotherapy. So right now, you all are aware how chemotherapy is given, what are the side effects. It is not very patient compliant. So there are multiple problems. So we thought, okay, let's work on something through our formulation technology. If maybe we could bring something innovative, which will help in improving the patient compliance, make the therapy cheaper, and plus reduce the side effect at the same time without compromising with the efficacy. So we started working on something called as me with my one of my senior who was doing her PhD and my guide. So we worked on something called as metronomic chemotherapy, wherein we developed some innovative formulation for lower dose but higher efficacy of normal anti-cancer agents, first line agents which are available. So in order to complete this particular project, when you're working in cancer, anti-cancer area, it requires a lot of testing, a lot of preclinical testing, cell line testing, a lot of funds are required. So for this, we applied to BIRAC, which is under Department of Biotechnology, Industrial Research Assistance Council. Now, in order to, so luckily we got this grant. The grant was we got this grant, and in order to complete this particular grant, we had to be associated with an incubator, which was given by BIRAC. There were, I think now there are more, but then when we got this grant, there were just 5 incubators in India, wherein you could complete if you have got a BIG project. So then we went to Bhubaneswar, KIIT Bhubaneswar, and there that was this place wherein I realized, okay, there is this one entire different world altogether of innovation. It was a bio incubator. So there are multiple opportunities available for people who want to work in healthcare, because what we consider and what we know is healthcare research is expensive. Any research, any innovation that you want to do in healthcare, it requires a lot of validation, a lot of regulatory approvals, and a lot of testing. So definitely it is very a resource exhaustive process. So what I realized was, okay, fine. If you want to do something, if you have an idea which is worthwhile, which is going to, give some meanings, give additional, give some addition to the existing healthcare system, there are people out there to help you, private as well as government entities, and there are multiple opportunities which are available. So this bio incubator was the space at KIIT Bhubaneswar, wherein I was introduced to all these terms like bio entrepreneurship, startup ecosystem, patenting landscape, incubator, venture capital, so many jargons. Some of them even I don't understand now also. But then, so that was the place, wherein, okay, finally got funding. I developed my research skill, polished my research skill, filed a patent. And then once I knew that, okay, there is help available. If you want to start something in pharma, healthcare, life science, there are people who will help you out. So I started Relicus Healthcare, which was a generic pharmaceutical branding and marketing startup. But then I call Relicus a failed startup, because there are multiple mistakes that we did, because so I started it with 2 of my friends. We are still very good friends, but then when we started it, all of us had a different vision. Someone was in it for just for earning money. Someone wanted to make something on their own. So that passion, that vision was different for all of us, and we did not have a proper founders agreement. There was no there was no clarity which person would do what, who will be responsible for what. Also, like in our pharma and almost all the entire education system in India is such that we are never taught about taxation. We are never taught about legalities. Something very basic also, which will be required for everyone in their day-to-day life. But then we were never taught about that. So there were a lot of legal challenges which we were not aware about. There are patenting issues, there are trademark issues, which how to handle them. It's very easy and it could be used for your benefit. But then we were never taught about these things. So these were the mistakes, some mistakes that we made. One major mistake was failure to pivot. So in around 2017, there was this one law wherein 350, more than 350 formulations were banned. Combination of formulations were banned. And out of the 12 products that we were selling, 4 5 products were in that banned combination. And then we had a huge supply, huge stock of those banned combinations, and we didn't know what to do with it. We could not pivot at the right time, because of which somehow we managed to whatever stock was available, destroy them. The other which was sellable, sell them, and then we shut operations for some time. So now we are trying to revive the company again, and we are doing multiple consultancy services under it. But then that was the time when it, there for good 2 years we stopped operation. So what I learned from this is, like having the right co-founders is extremely important whenever you are starting your own startup. Because it could be your friends, they might not be your friends, that's okay. But then if you do not share the same vision and mission for your company or for your innovation, it's very difficult to take it ahead. Because the startup journey itself is very it has its own highs and lows. More than highs, there are a lot of lows, because you're not going to get success in one go. There will be multiple downfalls, multiple valleys which you have to go through. And in this difficult scenario, your parents, your life partner, your friends, no one will be able to understand what you are going through. Only your co-founders would understand, and only they'll be able to support you, because you both are going through the same thing. So having the right co-founder is extremely important. Other learning was like initially, wherein you don't have a lot of funding, you don't have a lot of capital to invest into your business, in your innovation. Try keeping the operational cost as low as possible. Try getting things, if through your contacts, if you can get it done for free. Don't cut down on good manpower, but then there are multiple other things. So you can it's okay if you don't have a very fancy office in your 1 2 3 years of operation. Do not spend a lot on that, but then it is very important that you have good people working for you. So try keeping unnecessary operational cost as low as possible. Another learning that we had was, a lot of people, they just start for money. Fine, that is absolutely a good purpose. But then unless and until you have some other purpose which is greater than earning money, it becomes difficult, especially when you are into an innovation zone, and especially healthcare innovation, which is a long process, because the development takes a long time, regulatory approvals take a long time. You have to convince so many people, you have to do a lot of testing. So this is minimum 4 5 year process, wherein your product will be ready to be launched. It's a long time. So if you do not have a greater purpose, you tend to lose confidence, you tend to start getting frustrated that okay, 4 5 years and nothing is happening, even though a lot of things are happening, but then you're not able to see that particular result. So start with the process, start with a purpose. Don't just start because you want to earn money. Also, what we realized was, if you want to sell something, your story would sell. No matter how good your product is, if you're not able to convince your buyers with a story, with a purpose, with a very strong story and purpose behind it, it's very difficult for them to uh, be convinced with your innovation. So it's very important how you are going to tell your story, how you're going to put forward what your innovation is. And the most important thing is, what I learned was, there will be a lot of failures. Don't fear failure. Try embracing it. Try learning from those mistakes and try applying them in future. So with these learnings from whatever failures we had in Relicus, we started Cerelia. So Cerelia majorly is a company wherein we are developing innovative products, focusing on malnutrition and anemia. Malnutrition and anemia. So why exactly we started working on this particular thing? So 1 in 3 people globally, they suffer from some or the other form of vitamin deficiency. Some major deficiencies are B12, folic acid, D3, iron. You'll be surprised to know almost around 60% population suffers from D3 deficiency. Now, a lot of supplements are available in the market, but then there are some certain technical issues which are, some low bowel diabetes. When you take iron capsules or tablets, there is GI irritation, bowel discomfort, your stool color changes to black, nausea, constipation. There are multiple problems. So while we were thinking on this particular issue, we were in rural parts of Orissa, and you must be knowing that in Orissa, the nutrition status is pretty poor as compared to the entire India. There are certain states like Orissa, Jharkhand, Bihar, wherein the nutritional deficiency status is extremely poor. Every year, the government, they spend close to 26,000 crores on various nutrition initiatives like food fortification, free iron folic acid supplementation. However, still the adherence rate to this is very poor. So according to a WHO report, only around 30 to 35% of these free supplementation programs are successful. Now we were trying to figure out what could be the reason, why you're getting it practically for free. The Asha Anganwadi Behenji is coming at your doorstep and giving you that tablet, but still why women are not taking. So what we realized was so we spoke to a lot of stakeholders, gynecologists, the pregnant lady, Asha and Anganwadi, Behenji, RMRC people. And what we realized was, so one major thing what we realized was in rural India especially, due to patriarchal issues, women generally are the last ones to, eat in the family after men, children and elder women of the house. Also, so when you take iron tablets, your stool color changes to black or dark brown in color. Now, considering how obsessed we are with fair skin in India, a very shocking thing what we found out there was the mother-in-law would not let the daughter-in-law, the pregnant daughter-in-law, eat these tablets, iron tablets, because she would say if your stool color is changing to black, the baby that would be born would also be darker in skin color, which is extremely very shocking for us. So we thought of, okay, fine, let's develop something, wherein we are solving the technical issues of bowel discomfort, nausea, constipation, etc. Plus, we are developing something which the women would love to use rather than being compelled to use. So we came up with this particular with our technology cell term, wherein we are delivering micronutrients, both water soluble as well as fat soluble, via skin directly into the blood. So these are transdermal nutrients. Our preclinical studies have showed around 67% relative viability, which means that it is 33% better absorbed as compared to oral solution. Our patent is granted in India. The US and Australian patent is in process. Currently we are doing some clinical trials, and post that we'll be filing for regulatory approval. So in order to explore this particular thing, because also again, it required a lot of funding, a lot of testing, a lot of validation, multiple preclinical studies. Initially the preclinical studies failed, so we had to do it again. You require funding. So to start with, we got this BIRAC Social Innovation and Immersion Fellowship Program. So it's a fellowship wherein a small seed capital is given. This is by BIRAC. A small seed capital is given, and salary is given to one fellow for a period of 18 months. So along with this thing, the most important thing that you get is the entire mentorship. There are multiple boot camps which happen. They connect you to multiple people about your idea. So this is an excellent opportunity, for anyone. Doesn't matter what your background is, you just have to be a graduate. Postgraduates are preferred, but you have to be graduates. And if you're from a healthcare field, graduation is enough. So you have to just apply with your idea. They have calls which are specific. So luckily for us, that year it was about maternal and child healthcare, and we were working on a similar problem. So there are multiple problem statements that they give. So you can check out if your problem statement, if you're willing to work on that particular problem statement, do apply for this fellowship. It's a very good thing. You get a salary, plus you get certain amount of grant money, which you can use for exploring your idea. Post that, we were funded by, so our first actual funding came from Pfizer under Pfizer IIT Delhi Innovation and IP program, wherein Pfizer every year they fund 2 innovators or 2 startups for any healthcare related. So it's a process. They call for applications, then there are multiple rounds of presentation, and based on how your idea is, what is your team, whether that idea is feasible, what impact your idea is going to make on the society, they decide on giving the grant. So Pfizer gives you funding, and IIT Delhi gives you space, mentorship, and other support. Also, we were funded by Grand Challenges India through Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And then there's something called as Grand Challenges Canada, which is through the Canadian government. Now, like I was mentioning, as a student in our curriculum, we are never taught about business angle. We are never taught about what is business plan, the legalities, taxation, company formation, or anything about marketing, etc. So unless and until you go for an MBA, this thing doesn't happen. And that's what we failed when we started Relicus. So in order to develop these sort of skills, I underwent some fellowship in some accelerator program. So there's this excellent fellowship for women women entrepreneurs or women innovators, it's through V Foundation, WEE Foundation. So it's supported by DST. Um, Earlier they used to do it only in IIT Delhi, but luckily now they do it in IIT Bombay as well. Excellent team. They select some 30-35 women, and over a period of 6 months, it's like a power packed MBA for budding entrepreneurs, women innovators. They will tell you about, all about, if you have an idea, how you can take ahead that idea, what all things you need, what all support you need, from where you can get that support, multiple. They also teach you about taxation, a business plan, etc. Design thinking. There are so many things. It's a power packed mini MBA program, I would say, which is excellent, because this sort of a thing is never covered in our curriculum, our general curriculum. Also, there was this another accelerator program we underwent, was through Texas, IC, University of Texas, Austin, IC Square Institute. So in this past 5 years since our inception, we have represented India at national and international forum. I got a chance to speak at CII, the Confederation of Indian Industry, wherein we were awarded as Startuppreneur of the Year under healthcare category. We also represented India in Hello Tomorrow. It's a global summit for deep tech startups, wherein we were amongst the top 500 global deep tech startups. It was in Paris. Um, Also, we represented India in Slush in Finland, Netherlands, which is again a global startup summit for startups. So this is my team. We have a lab. We have set up a lab through whatever funds we have got, wherein all the product development takes place. So currently we have around 9 products that we have developed, which are under multiple, either the development is done, but they are either in preclinical stage or in clinical trial stage. So, so in this entire process, a lot of times I do feel that I probably should have taken up a job, because there are times wherein things are not moving ahead. You are failing at things that you are doing. The results you are not getting as you expected them to be. So you all, like, a lot of times I do feel that, okay, I could have taken up a job. It would have been more stable. But then what I realized was, had I been taken up a job, it would have been in one particular specialization, and would have never been able to upgrade my skills. So now I can very confidently say, I know about regulatory, I know about GMP, preclinical, clinical trials, I know about marketing also, I know about all the compliances, I also know how to hire people, I also know how to manage a team. It's because in the process, it's a beautiful process. You get to learn a lot of things, you upgrade your skills, which is extremely important. And I would still say, even though maybe in 5 years down the line, if things do not work out, because it's difficult to run a company, if things do not work out, I can be sure that, okay, I have developed my skills in a way that I am anytime more employable than people who have been working in a similar field. So this is my team. Kiran, he's a biotechnologist. He's a CEO for Cerelia, who looks after all collaborations, liaisons. Dr. Deepthi Mohanty is a public health expert. Nikhil, he has been in the startup ecosystem for the past 10 years, who's director for strategy. Dr. Veena Kaul, she's an emeritus professor in IIT Delhi now, Center for Biomedical Engineering. She helps us with all our technical glitches wherever whatever we face. Dr. Kandam Bolia is Deputy Director RMRC. So in the past 5 years since our inception, we have won several awards, represented India at multiple forums, national as well as international, got for few grants. So like what exactly, it is important that whatever is your idea, it's important you at least try. I know a lot of people, even when I started, I was a faculty member for a year. I was working as an assistant professor till I was sure that, okay, I can sustain myself and the idea for next 3-4 years. Then I left my job. So even if you, while continuing with your job, with your studies, still you can think of some idea and think of ways how you can take it ahead. So, like, just to make you familiar with, what startup is. So let me divide it into three phases: pre-startup, startup, and growth phase. So pre-startup stay phase is the one wherein you just have an idea, you are thinking about that idea, and you want to see, okay, maybe if I can explore it or not. Startup phase is when you actually start working on it. You you form a company, you collaborate with people, and you're trying to make a prototype, you're trying to make a product or a service out of it. Growth phases wherein you have paid customers. Now more and more products you are developing, or more and more services, your number of customers are increasing. Now you're trying how you can grow your revenue. So I just wanted to, give you a brief idea, because what all people can help you, what type of people, what type of organizations can help you at a particular stage. So when you have your pre-startup stage, that is where you will identify what is the problem that you are trying to solve. Either the problem, best way of problem identification is probably solve a problem which you are facing, your near dear ones are facing in your close environment. You all are nurses, so you are there in the healthcare system 24/7. I think the best people to find out what problems are faced by the healthcare system, I don't think so there's anyone better than you, because you are there on the ground working 24/7 more than anyone else. So look for what problem the patient is facing or the doctor is facing, and see what solution we can offer for that problem. The second thing that you would like to check is your idea already available, or is it being sold by some other company? It's fine if that idea or that product that you're thinking about that's already available, that's absolutely okay. If it's a huge market, you can still develop that. Try making some innovations, try making some improvement on the existing product, and then you can bring that thing in the market. Also, the other thing that you will be checking in pre-startup phases, say if you're developing a product for a doctor, which will be used by a doctor, or which will be used by a patient, or maybe it could be a software which is going to be used by the nurses, where whoever is your end customer, you need to go and talk to them and ask them, do you really need this particular product that you are trying to develop? Because let's face it, everyone finds their own baby beautiful. No one is going to say my child is not cute. Everyone says that their child is perfect, their child is cute. But then we have to go and ask the people who are going to use your product, do they really need this product? Okay, so we need to have some validation from your end user. Also, pre-startup is the phase wherein you will be looking for your team members who will be your co-founders. Because, okay, a lot of times we feel that, okay, I know everything, I can do everything on my own. Wrong. One single person cannot do everything. That's why we need team. You have a particular expertise, someone else will have particular expertise. You might know a little bit about the other skill, but then you cannot be expert in all possible skills which are required to take your innovation from one step to another. So look for team members, look for co-founders. Also, this will be the phase wherein you are going to define your vision and mission, because this is something which is going to keep you motivated. The vision and mission is something which is going to keep you motivated, is going to keep your co-founders motivated, and make sure when you have co-founders, you all are in the same page. Then this is also the place, pre-startup phase is also the phase wherein you will make a business plan. Because say you are innovating, fine, but then will that innovation be sellable? How are you going to take that innovation to the market? Is it going to bring value? Is it going to get you some revenue? Because fine, innovation is good, academic innovations keep happening, but then is it translatable? Can you transfer that innovation to industry, or make it take it to the market yourself? That is also extremely important. So make a business plan, get that business plan refined. So who can help you in pre-startup phase? There are multiple, as a student, there are multiple startup competitions which keep happening. the e-cell, entrepreneurship cell of multiple colleges, they have these ideathon, hackathons, wherein you can participate in these contests. This is also a place wherein you can find co-founders, with skills which are complementary to your skill sets. Then you will need a seed fund just to try out your idea. So incubators could help, your family and friends can also help, your faculty members could help you, the doctors in the hospital could help you, or also there could be fellow entrepreneurs. Say there is some company, some startup who is working on something, and you can make some innovation which will add on to their company, add on to their product. So you can approach those also fellow entrepreneurs, wherein you can add on to their particular product or service. So this was your pre-startup phase. Next is your proof of startup phase, or your, startup phase is where you are forming your company, you have a minimum viable product, your team is growing, you are looking for more fundraising. So this is also the place wherein you are generating proof of concept. So in pre-ideation phase or pre-startup phase, it was just that, okay, you have an idea. Now you don't know whether that idea will work or not work. So this startup phase is wherein you are generating proof of concept for your idea, you are validating that idea. So here, you might need to have a lot of refinement in your product based on whatever feedback you are getting. So your feedback is process is very important. Then, okay, you have a proof of concept, you have developed the product, you have proof of concept, you have validated the product. So now you need a sustainable business plan. In pre-startup phase, you have made a business plan, but then based on your experience, based on how, feedback from people, based on interaction with key stakeholders, you will realize that there is probably some refinement required, some refinement which is required. So you need to make a sustainable business plan. This is also the place wherein phase wherein you will be defining the company culture. What is the process in your company, how things would happen, how you are going to hire people, for what you're going to hire people, your team will grow this time. So who can help you in this particular phase? Incubators, they give you access to physical space, equipments, mentorship, funding, a lot of things. Accelerators are one who are, incubators, I'm sure, is a pretty old concept now to you all. Accelerator is one step after incubator, wherein you have your idea which is validated, everything, proof of concept is there. Now you want to take it to the market. So accelerators help you how you can take your product to the market, or say you already have a product in the market, how you can grow it. Probably you are just selling it in India now, how you can take your service or product abroad, how you can expand the market. Again, here, in your startup phase, customers would be extremely important. So you need funding, so you have angel investors, VCs, etc. Next comes your growth phase. Now the name itself is clear, wherein you are scaling the business, you have set up your innovation, you have validated everything, you have proof of concept, you have few paid customers also, people are liking your product. Now, how you will grow this particular thing, how you're going to take it to the next level. So, so in growth phase, you'll be tapping new market, like I was mentioning. So you are just in India, so how you will take it abroad, or how you're just in Maharashtra, how you can take it to another city, or probably your product has application in more than one places. Say for example, my product has application in nutrition deficiency. I could also make a niche out of it, wherein I'm selling it for oncology, especially head and neck cancer patient. So how you're going to tap new market? Then who can like, so you'll also do fundraising, your venture capitalist, series A funding, series B funding. Your infrastructure growth will be there, because now more and more things are happening in your company. Also overall you have to improve the quality and how you're implementing things. So here your employees will be the most important part here. They're always the most important part, but here they will add a lot to how you are growing. Fundraising will be an essential part. accelerators are the one which can help you accelerate in the growth phase. So, so these were roughly, the three phases of the startup, and what happens in what particular stage. Now, since we are all healthcare professionals, when you look at the Indian healthcare sector, it has a lot of potential. And by around 2022, 22 this year, it is supposed to reach around 1 billion market. 1 billion, more than 1 billion. So it's a huge potential. Is a huge potential, and a lot of innovation is required. So there are certain future trends and technologies which could help, which you could work on. There is artificial intelligence which is coming, blockchain, data is extremely important. So big data analysis in healthcare, robotics, 3D printing has a lot of application. So, so probably you will be saying, okay, we are nurses, we are not expert in these technologies. But then you are there on the ground, and you know where these particular technologies are required. You know what is the problem that is being faced, and you can guide how these technologies could be used for betterment. So there is always, we don't have to be expert for everything. We have to, you are the people who can identify what is the problem that is being faced and how you could solve it with this particular technology. So this is something which, these technologies are future of healthcare sector, and multiple innovation opportunities are available. So if you see if you see how the trend has changed in the healthcare industry, earlier it was majorly product based. Then it shifted from product and services. Now there is information, service, and product. So there are multiple innovations which are happening at the healthcare information level, healthcare services level, as well as healthcare product level. So how multiple funding opportunities are available. Keep checking for BIRAC. BIRAC is through DST, DBT Government of India. Here you will find there are multiple schemes available for different stages of startup. No matter what your affiliation is, if you are an individual, there are certain educational qualification criteria which I'm sure all of you will meet, and look for grants that they they have. Excellent. Then certain pharma industries, they also have innovation opportunities, innovation based funding. Like Pfizer has one, Johnson and Johnson Innovation Award is there, Bayer Foundation has, Cipla has, Tata Trust has. So they also fund innovations in healthcare. Through Government of India and foreign governments, there are multiple incubation grants which are available for innovation. There are incubation centers. These are, I think, few. These are few. There are many more, but these are the few which are specifically bio incubators which work in healthcare, pharma, biotech, life sciences spaces. So go and check out their website. There also you will get a lot of information, lot of opportunities, lot of workshops keep happening. They conduct a lot of workshops which would help you in gaining knowledge about, okay, what opportunities are available, what is the area that you could work on. So yeah, like it's very important that at least try whatever. If you feel, because you come across, you see a lot of problems that are there, you know what problems the healthcare industry is facing, so you are the best people to identify the problem at the ground level. So if you see any problem, think how you could solve that problem, how you could make it better, and whatever application is required, you can anytime collaborate with people. Anytime you can collaborate with people who could help you developing that particular solution. So it's very important, like, just to stop wishing but then start doing things. At least try. Even if you fail, doesn't really matter, because you will get a lot of experience out of it. You never know, it could turn out into something really big, but unless and until you try, it's very difficult to know. So yeah, that was from me. Thank you. I can be very easily found on LinkedIn if you want to have any queries. we can, or you want to collaborate with anything, I'll be more than happy. So yeah, I'll be more than happy to take up questions if any. Yeah.
Your session was wonderful. I will just like to just tell about your product. Like, na, what exactly you have mentioned about your iron deficiency related moisturizer. Any other thing which our students can easily grasp, which will be very helpful for our students to understand and apply. And they can also start thinking, yes, these are also areas where we can think of. Like, I like your last statement, what you have said, that you have to stop, you have to actually start wishing, feeling, yeah, something better can happen. And if we wish, yes, this is wrong and something better can happen, I think we all can start working towards it. So, with that, can you elaborate some more examples?
Sure. So this is one thing that we are working on. Like we saw, women, pregnant women especially, they did not like taking tablets, and then there were certain social issues with it. So we thought of coming up with, a product which could. So again, I'll just mention quickly what the product is. So we have a technology. It's called Seriderm, wherein we can you have so we coat these nutrients, vitamins, minerals with our technology, and they are delivered via skin into the blood. So it's in the form of a cream or moisturizer, which you have to apply how you normally use any of your moisturizer or cream. It could be applied on the face or in the hands, body, anywhere, and it gets delivered into the blood. Another such one thing that we are working on is uh, if you see packaging for pharmaceuticals, packaging for tablets and capsules, especially in India, there is a lot of cutting which happens. So people take 2 tablets, 3 tablets, and the expiry date somehow is not available on all the entire strip. So a lot of medicine goes waste. So we are developing, some packaging technology wherein a simple sort of a technology wherein, not even technology, I would call it a simple design, wherein even if that cutting happens, at least the expiry date, if nothing else, will be available on all the tablets. So that is something which we are working on. The other product that I can mention that we were working on is wound healing. So when we were talking to people, what we realized was when there is a wound, especially some chronic wound like diabetic foot ulcer. So the patient cannot always come to the hospital to get the dressing and cleaning, and there is something called as biofilm, which develops on the wound, because of which whatever medicine you are applying, it's difficult for that medicine to cross that biofilm of your microorganism and penetrate and heal the wound. So we are developing something which could help in preventing this biofilm and help in better wound healing. Then a lot of cosmetic products we are working on. Some traditional plants which are there, and we are screening them for multiple cosmetic benefits like anti-aging, anti-acne, hair fall, etc. So that is one area that we are working on. Also, recently one product we developed was protein supplement for kids who, so you all must be aware about, there is something called as catch-up growth phase. So catch-up growth phases, so say the nutrition requirement of the child is affected right from the teenage years of mother. Okay, right from probably from the age of 16, 17, what the mother is eating, how her nutrition is, it directly affects when the baby is born, and especially during the pregnancy stage. So a lot of children who are born in India are stunted in growth because the nutrition requirement of mother was not met. And also post that also the child is not getting good nutrition, what he's supposed to, he or she is supposed to. So we have developed a protein supplement protein powder. It's a protein powder which is easy to digest. So we have a proprietary technology, of some strains of probiotics, which is helping in digestion of these proteins. And because proteins are difficult to digest. So this would be used in catch-up growth phase, wherein the child is say around 5 years to 12 years of age. Already that prime early stage is gone. But then still we want that the child to gain height without it bulking, without the child bulking up. So without giving them unnecessary additional calories. So it's like a low calorie, somewhere around 300 to 400 calories, but then high protein content, and which is easier to digest, and which also balances all your micronutrients which are there. So wholesome nutrition with high protein content, which will help them catch up that growth what they have lost in previous start of their life. Yeah, so these are a few things that we are working on.
Outstanding presentation, and it was very nice, very simply you explained everything, and more than 150 students were there listening to you, and definitely they must have been stimulated with some ideas, and they will come up. So very nice of you, and thank you very much. And before, I think concluding remark will be given by Dr. Raman sir. Before that, I would like Dr. Sabita Ram ma'am to say a few words.
Thank you, Prabha madam. Ruchi, we are meeting you again in the last 6 months. I think you're with us again. So you're really good, and you're so soft spoken and to the point, and very simple words you've used. You know what? When you were talking, I was thinking of the TV program that shouts. I don't know whether you'll watch it. I watch that nowadays because I want to know the entrepreneurship that is happening online. Maybe it is all made up, but if you see it, you will realize that so many people come up with so many innovative things. There was one thing about blind children, the Braille app that day I saw, and I said, wow, I said, these people who are not even researchers are coming up with simple things. So why can't we at the institute take up, innovation? And if we just think about it, and what madam said in the beginning is nursing staff actually comes up with a lot of innovative things, and it is they who have brought in a lot of things for the doctors, because they have suggested that, oh, can we do it like this? And that's why research happened. So all these 143 people who registered today on this program, I'm sure they'll get motivated by you, Ruchi, and they will all start thinking out of the box. There's one more thing before I end. I would like to tell all the participants, there is a program happening on the 12th at 2 o'clock, 2 to 3:30, where we are going to be talking about academic research. So I will be sending a link for registration. So I request everybody to register, because it's going to be a lecture series, which is going to have, they're going to have every 15 days, and you'll be getting a certificate for that. So that certificate is important for us, and also the knowledge which we are going to gain, because this person is from UK and he's a researcher, which the mail I've already sent, but I want people to register on this mail which I sent today. So thank you so much. And Ruchi will meet again. We'll probably catch you for some other people in your organization who can present to us. Okay, thank you, Ruchi.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam, for your enlightening words, and definitely we'll join for that session. What you have said, academic research, we have got the mail. We'll work on it, and our students will also work. Now I'll call upon Dr. Raman Yadav sir to have a concluding remarks. Sir.
Thank you, Jyoti, for organizing this type of event where everything was of the innovation that presented by the speaker. Good afternoon, everyone present today. Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Dr. Sabita Ram ma'am, Dr. Prabha Dasila ma'am, all directors, faculty members, and the students. I'm privileged and honored to give concluding remarks. And first and foremost, I would like to express my appreciation to the speaker, Ruchi Singh, for valuable input to take innovation to the next step. My deepest gratitude goes to all who attended today's event and helped to make it a successful event. Innovation Council at MGM IHS is committed to propagate importance of innovation and its ecosystem at all the level all the stakeholders. I'm happy to share that ISC MGM IHS has achieved highest rating 4.0 star under the university category for 2020-21 declared by the Ministry of Education and Government of India. Today's event boosted us in terms of idea to successful entrepreneurs. Ruchi, you have your presentation really excellent, and you have nicely highlighted your success through journey of achievement. I can say it is a journey of achievement. You have nicely mentioned basically here curiosity, how the curiosity can be converted into the final commercial aspect. I was really impressed when you are mentioning about taking the failure for the success story. The first, that is a failure, then the success. The mistake and the basically the all the efforts that you have taken. You have also mentioned at the basic level how the learning can be converted into the big innovation. You have highlighted many things that it is not possible to highlight everything, but the storytelling is the powerful tool to narrate the fact. You have narrated your story, the success story, nicely here. You have clearly crafted the central message, how the innovation can be converted into the commercial module in short term, nicely crafted. Your advocacy in the domain of the innovation was remarkable, where you have mentioned each and every step of the innovation from the idea to product development. I really enjoyed a few things like I've given the importance of bio incubator and the bio entrepreneurs to nurture the entrepreneur's potential for the startups. You have also highlighted about the various information that are important to avoid the legal challenges, especially in the health care system. Keeping the operational cost of the minimal possibility selling of the product, sellable product. You have so simply mentioned about the sellable or the marketable products. During the startup development, the different phases that you have mentioned. In the last, I can say you have touched the nerve of innovation. Thank you very much for giving so excellent presentation. In last, I thanks to the new Bombay College of Nursing for giving me an opportunity to conclude the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for summing it up so well. And thank you for the opportunity and inviting me here to interact with these students. Thank you.
Hello. I would like to extend a thanks to all honorable guests that include the organizers as well as our speaker of this particular session and the respectable teachers and my colleagues and all the students. First of all, I would like to thank all the organizers, that is Dr. Prabha Silla, Director of MGM New Bombay College of Nursing, Dr. Raman P. Yadav, Convener of Institutional Innovation Cell, and Dr. Savita Ram, Director of Research. Thank you, sir and ma'am, for all the opportunity for increasing the scope of our education and workplace. Next, I would like to thank Ruchi Singh, who had really spoke very well, and we are so happy to see young entrepreneurs who's really started up, even though it is not taught in our curriculum. Next, I would like to thank the IT department, where we are handicapped without them in this online platform of our learning and teaching process. And the last, I would like to thank all my respectable colleagues and students And I am thankful that your patience listening for all these things. One day these thoughts and these sessions can be a scope of being an entrepreneur. So once again, I would like to thank everyone. Thank you.
Now, as per our policy of IIC, we have a national anthem and then we.
Jyoti, just take a photograph.
So
Take a
I will
photograph.
request all the participants and the speakers to stand to rise for the national anthem.
Jyoti, before the national anthem, before the national anthem, please take a photograph.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे Thank you. Thanks a lot for joining us, being with us, and sharing your experiences.
Jyoti, take a
Can I
photograph.
request all of you all to be ready for the photograph? Yes. Nitin, please take them. Yes, photograph has been taken. Thanks, sir. Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thanks, Ruchi. Thank you, Raman sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Jyoti.
Thank you, Jyoti.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Savita ma'am. All.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.